Right, good evening and welcome everybody to the Connection Hangout. We have a very exciting show for you tonight. We are doing the GoPro Recruiting Mastery Recap. Now tonight we've got a ton of special guests with us tonight. I'll introduce here in just a minute. But first off, I want to bring on my co-host from Marietta, Georgia, who was great. How's it going,
Hey,
David?
Paul, I'm doing awesome, but your photo is frozen.
Is it? Yeah, I think we've got a full room here. So, you are back home in Marietta, correct?
I am back home. You can tell from the famous blinds.
Right on. Fantastic. Yeah, it was great seeing you out there. Looking forward to.
It was awesome seeing you out there. And we had a nice group of people there with us.
Yes, great crowd. Tons of people, and it seemed like everyone was scattered all around, so everyone had some great seats and a great view of all the great speakers. All
Absolutely.
right, let me kind of give a roll call here and introduce everyone who's going to be joining us tonight. First off, we've got my list here, Connie Jerome. Welcome, Connie. How are you doing? Next off, we've got Annette Siver and Levi Siver. Welcome, guys. Sweet. And we have Chrissy Beecher joining us. And we have Doctors Joe and Pilar Labriola. Welcome. All right. Well, let's jump right off. First off, I'm going to go left to right as I see folks on screen here. Annette first. Annette, can you share with us what your takeaways were from this great event this past week?
Man, there was just so much great information on there that it's hard to narrow it down. But I have to say one of my favorite things was Tiffany, which came out with that big butt sign. That was so perfect. I just love that. And making that visualization of that sign, you know, I would do this business, but I would, you know, do this, but, and I realized I have a big butt by watching that, and there's a lot of changes that need to be made on that. And I love the part where they said, you know, everybody's waiting for a system, everybody's waiting for their leader, and if you don't have upline, you don't have a leader, you step up to that position and you be that leader. And I just love the accountability and that it's not rocket science. That every one of those people that were on that stage did the exact same thing. They just went out and worked the business. There's no secret formula. There's just go out, talk to people. It's all in the numbers. And do the same thing. Train your people. That was another big thing, is when the one guy, Tony, said, you know what? He goes, you can do those 7 steps, but if you don't just sit down and train and role play with your people, the fear is so big that it stops them from even getting started. And that was huge for me with a lot of my team. The fear was so high that they wouldn't go out and do the first step. So role playing was that they do on their team, I thought was a great idea.
Fantastic. Now, what I'd like you to do is, I notice you have your son Levi on the line. Can you introduce him, maybe give a little bit of background, and wonderful to hear from the younger generation.
Absolutely. I was excited for my son Levi to join me. He's 21. He was going to nursing school. He did 2 years of nursing school. And he took me to breakfast one morning and told me, Mom, I'm just not passionate about nursing. It makes me sick to my stomach. I see how passionate you are at what you do. I want to join your business. And I was like, whoa, are you kidding me? Finally, yay! So anyway, you know, he's young. He was smart. He said, I'm not going to talk to anybody until I get trained and I really know what I'm doing, because I don't have that many contacts and I don't want to blow them. So Levi, from Michigan, babe, say hello to everybody.
Hello. Like she said, I'm Levi from Michigan, and what I got from GoPro was that it painted a very clear picture as to what network marketing is. One of my favorite quotes came from a young man on stage who said, network marketing is personal development with a compensation plan. And a key concept that every speaker talked about is that you have to spend time investing in yourself. You You have to spend time developing your own unique story, and you have to spend time practicing the skills of your profession. And not only that, but once you practice those skills, the fear starts to fade away and you feel like you can go out and talk to anybody. But when you do go out and talk to people, your intentions need to be pure. And Tony Robinson, my favorite quote from him was, "Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure." And if you go out there with the intentions, your why is to make money, people are going to feel that and they're going to know it. But if you go out there and your intentions, your why is to help people and truly want to try to change their life and help them make that change, people, when you share your story and you've got it nailed down, when you share that, hopefully the goal is that it's going to inspire them and they're going to want to join you, not necessarily your organization, but you. And when you do that, people will join you, and that's the key to building that large organization, is having the right intentions, practicing your skills, developing your own story so that you can have the confidence to get out there. And that's the key, and that's what I learned from GoPro 2015.
Woo, baby!
I think the call could be a wrap right now. I think that's enough said.
What great observations.
Pilar's got something to say.
Great observations. I really like the fact that you really took to heart the definition of our business, which is truly, it is a personal development business with a compensation plan or product or technology that is attached to it, not the other way around. And so as we're going out, and as you said, as we go around and help other people achieve what they want to achieve, is when we start to see success, and not only financial success, but of course in helping build other people as people. So great observations. Really appreciate that, Levi. Okay, now let's shift over to Connie Jerome. Connie, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Connie, what were some of your favorite moments?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was on live streaming, so I'm going to show you the notebook with all of my notes. And I don't know that I can pinpoint it down to one thing. Overall, I would say for me and the group that I was with is that seeing the consistency across the board with numerous leaders from different network marketing industries, just that is getting very cohesive. It really enlarged my vision for our industry, and I think that Eric is doing a really good job in trying to provide a service. And so again, the main points I would say is that they all touched on your vision, your why, your activity, and of course personal growth. And as Levi just said so eloquently, we could probably wrap it up with what he just said, because there were so many things. So just the bigger picture, I think, that it is worth expanding your gates, going out beyond just what you know or you think you know, and being open to learn from others. It was awesome.
Very good. Very good. That's a very good point. I think a lot of people in our industry, they fail because they feel uncomfortable, maybe embarrassed, ashamed to even talk about network marketing. They really haven't, I think, made the effort to get educated about the industry as a whole. So this really makes people more comfortable. And when you think about it, like, what else would you do and be able to say you're truly passionate about that you couldn't even feel comfortable talking about? And that's really what is the purpose of this whole conference. And I'm so glad you got that out of it, Connie. You see people, no matter what company they're with, just feeling more comfortable that the industry we're in is truly, as Eric would say, a better way. And if you can just take that one thing out from there, raise your level of confidence, like he said, stick your chest out, and be proud that you're a part of this wonderful industry that can impact so many lives in so many different ways, that in and of itself, I think, is an amazing takeaway. So thanks so much for sharing that. Appreciate that. And I want to shift over now to Chrissy Beecher. Welcome, Chrissy.
Thank you.
I'm dying to hear what you take away. Great to be able to have you on our Hangout tonight. What did you take away there, Chrissy?
You know, there was really so much. I loved Gloria Maxfield right at the beginning. I just loved how driven and passionate she was. I'm really new to the whole network marketing thing, so that was really a good opportunity to see the quality of people that were involved and that they were really just real people just doing it over and over again. And frankly, there wasn't an excuse that didn't get eradicated while we were there. Like, there was just nothing that you should let get in your way, because what one man can do, another can do.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you're saying you're fairly new to the industry.
I'm brand new to the industry.
What's kind of your background?
I've just spent 30 years in real estate, and you know, real estate was good to me, but I'd run the gamut, and I just was tired of it, and I wanted something else. So I didn't come to this for a career. I didn't. I kind of came in from the back door. I came because a friend invited me, took the product, and gosh, I just got my juice back, just got my passion back. I was like, crap, I am 5 years old again, and who can I tell?
That's great. That's wonderful. It's great to see, Matt, being in one industry for that long and seeing that, hey, maybe doing something different is in your cards and getting excited now. That's fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people will get inspired to do the same, especially a lot of folks out there in real estate and come over to our industry. I think it's a great fit, you know, from having that background.
I'm
Super.
happy to hear that, because I know some of them.
Well, you know, and I've enrolled someone. I'm actually here in Hawaii, and I'll be seeing her in a little bit, who's in real estate. And you know, some of the exciting things about our business model is that, you know, when you're selling houses, it's, you know, in between moving a house, you're kind of technically unemployed, right, until your next property moves and stuff.
Fast deal. Yep.
Yeah, and so this is a great way to create something that provides a steady stream. And again, if you could do it and make a few hundred, where you're looking at your organization and saying, look, every month, heck, I'm getting a few $100s, regardless of you know, if I do anything tomorrow, next week, or whatever. So why don't we try to make that now a few $1,000s? Because if that's possible, here's what's next. And they kind of, you know, start to really resonate with that concept, because they can still do, you know, if they just try to just do this part-time, they can still build this along with what they're doing. But a lot of them end up transitioning over, you know, full-time. So great stuff. Okay, let's shift over to the New Jersey, and welcome aboard Drs. Joe and Pilar Labriola. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey. How's it going, guys?
Well, you know, we're all right. We're not in Honolulu, but I digress. So, Joey, what do you have to say about this past weekend?
Well,
you guys really are connected, huh? You guys are really connected.
You know, like literally now. I just cannot get away from it.
Hey! For all of you that know me, he will pay for that comment later.
Anyway, you know, it was kind of interesting, because we had seen Tony Robbins a couple of years ago, and that was actually the biggest draw for me to go out there. And I knew that there was a network marketing conference. I didn't realize that, you know, I heard the number 8,000 people thrown around, and I thought, that's pretty awesome, that's cool. But getting there and understanding what was really happening was that it was not network marketing. It wasn't a Tony Robbins event with network marketing thrown in. It was the other way around. And it was kind of amazing, because, you know, they talked a lot about, I think they talked to everybody's doubts and fears a lot during this. And, you know, we've been doing this almost 4 years, and you think that after 4 years that you don't have any doubts and you don't have any fears, and yet the way that they brought these doubts and fears up were by showing successes. And they showed you that everything that you thought, like you guys were talking about earlier, everything that you thought that could be ultimately a problem for you, that's going to be a roadblock, somebody was on stage, had busted through it, and was making a ridiculous amount of money, helping a ridiculous amount of people. Yeah. And the one thing I love, there was a quote from Eric Worre, who was literally, I mean, I think that we have to give him a lot of credit for what he's doing for the industry right now, because there's nobody that's playing at the level that he's playing at right now that's really bringing the professionalism of network marketing to the forefront, and it's really exciting to see where that goes. But his quote was really good, is that, you know, you're looking at this as there's a stopwatch on you to see how many people you can help in the shortest amount of time, and yet on the flip side, there's another stopwatch that says how many people can I help in the longest amount of time. And you're in this for, you know, everybody's got their own reasons we're in this, but I think that kind of crystallized it for me, was that we're everything that we like. I think the one thing for me was kind of interesting was that I was watching people that were really doing this. I mean, they were talking, they were throwing out earnings, potential earnings, career earnings there, yearly earnings, monthly earnings. And I mean, listen, you were doing this, and those earnings were a scorecard of how many people you could help in that amount of time. And that was really, it was exciting for me, because, you know, we have great leadership in our company, and it was even more exciting to see that there's leadership outside of our company that is really looking at this and saying, we have a better way, just like Eric Warren was saying, and it's really exciting to go forward from here.
Yeah, yeah, you know, I think, first of all, just being the introduction to the whole network marketing industry like that kind of blew my mind away, and it put us on like a whole different playing field. And, you know, when you see a 22-year-old that's making 7 figures, you know, like Levi, and by the way, Levi, if things don't work out with your upline, we're available. Since it's your mom. Okay, kidding. Okay.
Don't be
Anyway, Levi, like, you know, I was thinking, I was looking, and, you know, the demographics there was all over the place, from people, kids that just didn't feel like going to college. They're like, you know, I don't want that loan, and you know, you're not guaranteed a job anymore, and then you have people that are, you know, they're not getting their promised retirement, for instance. So you really had a lot of people across the gamut. Like Joe said, I really give a lot of props to Eric and Marina Worry, because, I mean, the fact that they're playing on that level and getting the people they're getting, I mean, come on, next year having Richard Branson there along with Tony Robbins. And I'm sorry for those of you that, you know, my favorite part of Tony Robbins is the cussing, but I'm from Jersey. So, you know, it just is what it is. You know, one of the things that hit me the most, believe it or not, was the $500 an hour thing. He said, I'm about to say something that's either going to blow some people away or, like, crush them. And it actually did, like, it blew me away. And I thought, we could be worth $500 an hour. And I immediately kind of did the math with my office. I'm like, we should be worth $500 an hour. When you break it down, it's like, that's not hard, you know, and it's, if you're doing the right activities. And that was the thing, like, he gave those 7 things that we're all supposed to be good at. And the other thing was, the number one thing he said you have to be good at is promoting your convention and promoting your events. And guys, we have to do that. We can't just invite. That's not professional. We have to promote them. And that is not probably a thing that any one of us on this call would think that would be the most important thing to be good at. Yeah, you have to learn how to invite. You have to learn how to, you know, present. You got to be able to close. I mean, that's what an upline is for. But he said the number one thing, and people take that for granted, is promoting your event. You have to show value, you know, and it's if Super Entry can get up on stage and pay $60,000 for 200 tickets, not even knowing if they're going to sell or not, that is called value, right? And I think that that's the most important thing. And the other thing I got out of this, and this is kind of what I'll close with, is that it was the fear thing. And they said, look, fear is actually very, very selfish. And I took that in a way, like, that hit me hard. And, you know, you're sitting there, and people are at home right now. They have no idea what they're going to do for their next dollar. They feel horrible about they can't provide for their family, or they can't take them on vacation, or, you know, I can't buy you these sneakers that everybody else has, but I have to buy you these. You know, and even though the kids are fine, it's like people just, you die inside, and no one wants to live like that. And so when you're out there and you're afraid to speak to people and say, look, I have a better way, like Eric Worre says, you know, we have a better way. I mean, that to me is more important than even our products, and our products are phenomenal. You'll never see me say anything but the opportunity for people to produce something, to win at something, to earn something, and to be someone they never thought they could be, and to actually take a shot at themselves and win at it, I'm sorry, there's nothing like it. So for me, it changed my whole outlook on network marketing. I am now a professional network marketer. I happen to be a chiropractor at the same time. Things have changed in this weekend. So I recommend everybody on this call just make sure you're signed up for convention. I will find out who you are if you're not. You will be hurt. But thank you.
I am signed up, thankfully, so that's good.
No, we got to go. You know, we got to support our company. We got to support our team. We have the best of the best out there, and you know what? We're going to go out there. We're going to do this. We want you with us, and that's it. And that's the biggest thing I could take away from this. I am now a student of network marketing. I'm in love with it, and I have to thank everybody and Paul and you guys who said, "Let's go. We're going. I'm like, all right, we'll go. And you know, even last minute when it seemed that it was a tough thing for us to leave our practice, it's the best thing we ever did. So get to convention, get to anything you possibly can, read the books, watch the stuff. You're going to win.
All right, what I want to do, thanks so much, Dr. Pilar, Dr. Joe, that was fantastic. What I want to do is I'm going to show some actual images from the event. We're going to share a little bit. Special thanks to show's co-producer Sue Brenchley, providing us with some great thoughts and moments from it. Here's one of the slides Marina Wari put up. Great one. Also, there's Eric Wari himself with him on stage with Tony Robbins. You guys can see my screen, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Feel free to jump in if any of these strike back some memories. Besides,
look at how handsome he is, Annette.
There's from the
I wonder what
stands.
he's saying right there.
He was talking to a little kid right in front of him.
Yeah, giving him a vocabulary lesson, right?
Yes.
This is the second night keynote speaker Robert Kiyosaki up there. He had some funny stuff too come out of his mouth. There's the infamous Tony hand clap. If you've never seen Tony clap his hand, you got to experience that.
Yes, it's very interesting. And guys, you know that's not showing it, but there's 8,000 people on their feet like that and dancing and stuff when he was moving. So
it was awesome.
I love this. I love the security guards. By the way, they were like ready to tackle someone at any time.
It was Secret Service, right? Right there. This is a great slide as well. Todd Falcone, great kid.
Yeah, that was a good slide.
We have a couple of mutual friends. Great stuff. All right, I think we went through. There's a lot of people giving high fives out there. We're gonna sit down there. So some great images. Thanks so much, Sue, for sharing that. Some great moments.
Where's our red carpet images?
What was that?
Where's our red carpet images?
Oh, I know. Actually, I think they're gonna post those. Oh, you mean the ones that we took? Yeah, I know. We need to get those are gonna be up on the Facebook page. So by the way. That's an incentive, too, for everyone. Make sure you connect with the Team Reactive Facebook page. Again, it's the business page, and we're going to be posting more and more images that people took with their own cameras from all around as well. It was so great to see everybody out there, and you know, like Pilar said, get to as many of these events as possible. Our convention, which is coming up in May in Orlando. You can register to seeitevents.com. That is the most important one for a number of reasons. You know, like Eric said, for every person you have at convention, pretty much translates to about $1,000 per year of income to you. So if you want to make $10,000 next year, have 10 people at convention. If you want to make $100,000, have 100 people at convention. It's the shortest way, like as Pilar kind of alluded to. It's the shortest and fastest, most efficient way to increase your earnings because you're really leveraging all the resources of the company as well as seeing the social proof of all the people that are there that can share their experiences and can help lift up others and help them to get better as well. So again, that should be your number one focus. We've got a few other events, of course, to build for throughout the year as well. All right, David, any closing thoughts?
You know what? It's interesting because I had committed to going a while ago, and I just had a lot of things going on, and I wasn't going to go. And I forgot that Tony was going to be there. I didn't know any of the speakers, and Sue was in Atlanta, and she's like, you should be there. And I remember that I committed to going, so I changed my plans, I bought a ticket, and I just flew out there. And I just got to say, it was an unbelievably amazing event. And one of the things that Eric actually talked about on Thursday, was it, I don't remember when it was, I guess it was Thursday morning, the first full day morning. He had everyone walk through an exercise. And it was, you know, thinking of someone that you're grateful for that did something for you. And then he said, call that person up right now. And I remember, you know, all of a sudden I'm looking at my phone, and that phone got really heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, all of a sudden something came in my mind, which I knew wasn't an excuse, but it became an excuse, saying, well, I don't have really good cell coverage in here, and then everyone's going to be talking, and I won't be able to hear. I mean, these are the words that start coming through my mind. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, dial. So I hit dial, and you know, it was all a true story about someone who has touched me, and I've never told him how. And really, a lot of the things that I am doing today, I look back on how this person pushed me to become more than I actually thought that I could be back then. And he was just blown away. He's like, oh my gosh, you just made my day. Really? Oh my gosh, wow. And, you know, I know he felt really good, and it was amazing to have that story. And one of the things that he spoke about was so many people in this industry burn through their hot list or their warm list just calling people up, contacting about an opportunity. And he gave everyone a challenge. Imagine if for the next 90 days, every day you just thought of someone who changed your life, someone who means something to you, and picking up the phone and calling that person and letting them know that. And now think about this. You call them, you know, 90 days down the road and say, hey, you've got 15 minutes. I want to share something with you that I'm doing. I don't know if it's for you or not. But when all of a sudden we complicate things and we bring that fear and that wall so high, if we start looking at things from a place of gratitude and caring and thinking about other people, it really could change everything. And frankly, would make this business much easier if people approached it that way.
I'll tell you what, David, you saying that, I just thought of 2 more people I'm calling.
It is. And I know where it could be uncomfortable too, from a sense of when you know someone and you joke around a lot with them, you're really close. And you're wondering, are they going to take me seriously?
Mm-hmm.
And so I called a good buddy too that we've got this, we kind of banter back and forth, but just trying to take the tone down and saying, look, genuinely, man, I really, you're appreciate you being in my life, and the times we've been there for each other, and the experiences we've had. I think it really moves you and changes you regardless of whatever the outcome is. I think there's nothing but good that can come of it. So thanks for bringing that back. Yeah, appreciate that, dude.
Hey,
Sure.
Paul.
Yes.
One of the things that I wanted to mention was how powerful it was when we had to tell each other our story. And I hope that you guys got as much of a blessing out of that as I did. Look at your cat, Pilar.
I'm sorry.
I know the 4 of us, when we were, Christy and Levi and I and Mary, when we were sharing our stories together, I mean, we had tears in our eyes and crying. I mean, we connected on a very intimate level sharing that story with each other. And I think that's one thing we really need to share with our teams is learn to tell your story in 60 seconds and make it unique to yourself.
Very, very important point, and I think I mentioned it on one of our leadership calls, that consistent throughout every speaker that spoke, the first thing they did was they told their story. Mm-hmm. And it really made it real, and whatever they were saying after that, you were, I can guarantee you, this was a big element of their success, and it made you feel engaged, like you were in their life. So that's a really, really phenomenal recommendation there, Annette, for everyone to do it, and to do it concisely, like she said, within just 60, 90 seconds. Get all those highlights out about your life and experience and what you saw, where you're at, and what you see going forward here. I think it'll change your results dramatically.
Well, I think the thing, Paul, that surprised me was when I was telling Christy and Mary my story, it was like it did more for me than it did for them. I mean, I like found myself getting motivated by my own story, and I was like, yes, that's why I'm doing that. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, I was just like getting emotional and going, yes, I know why I'm doing this, and it was powerful.
You know, and hearing everybody else's story helped you refine your own.
Absolutely. You're
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yes, good point. Good point. You know, we have said, you know, there's, you know, the saying is, you know, it's your why that makes you cry. I mean, it really, when you start to feel from the heart that this is why you're doing the business, it is. When you wake up and you retell that story, just like Annette said, you reignite yourself and know why you're here, and that gets you picking up that 500-pound instrument there, known as the telephone, and makes it all doable and makes the nose like just brush right off of your shoulder.
One other thing that I really liked, I don't know about you guys, but another thing that I really liked a lot was when they started saying, the guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy that did the financial part of it, and he said, let's talk about when you retire. Let's just talk about how many meals do you want to eat. And he just did that. Yeah, he just said, you know, 3 meals, you know, for you and your wife, $7 a piece, and what did it end up being, like 320,000 or 320? What was it, you guys remember?
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Just to eat. I'm like, good God Almighty, I'm gonna have to make $8 billion for retirement. Oh my God, I like to eat.
Oh my God, Annette, you're the best.
And sometimes I like something besides McDonald's.
Yeah. And ramen noodles.
I'll throw you a French fry if you don't make it.
That's a great book, by the way. We mentioned it before. It's Building an Empire by Brian Carruthers. He's someone who's personally enrolled over 2,000 people. Himself, I believe is his count.
I'm gonna break that record.
So yeah. So yeah. Annette?
What?
Oh no, I thought you were saying.
Do you want me to come up with something brilliant, Paul?
All right, everybody. We're at the end of the time for the show here, but I want to thank all of our special guests for being on our Hangout tonight. Thanks, everybody.
Wait.
Especially thanks to my co-host there, David Asarnow. Thanks, David.
That hurts my shoulders.
I know.
And want to remind everyone, be sure to tune in next week. Once again, the same time, the same channel. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your evening, everybody. Rest of the week, and I'll see you later. Take care, everybody.
See you later. Convention.
Convention.